Okay, here we are, June 9th, 2021, Website Wednesday. Just one site today, but before I get into that, wanted to tell everybody about the Finalsite Fixer Upper. You may have gotten an email if you're on our list, but this is 100% worth noting and attending if you can. It runs over the course of 3 weeks. It's very much a hands-on class. It starts next week, and and it's free. You don't have to be a Finalsite client. And I think I don't know how many we have. We've many already reserved, several hundred, probably more, maybe close to 1,000. So you'll be in the company of a lot of people who are trying to figure out ways to take their site and improve it. Short of things like, well, let's go through a redesign, or let's, overhaul, or even a facelift, all of which either can cost money or feel daunting or take a lot of time. What we want to do is give you some really good tools for and ideas for, getting, taking what you have and making it better. So, I've often will say, when I'm talking to a client, like going through the process of launching a new website, that, our job is, it's always great to think about launch as like the end in terms of, because it's a big project and you want to have closure, but really that is the beginning, because that's when the site starts for most people, and it becomes this living thing that needs constant attention no matter what you do. And what I always recommend is that you really try to get your head around it early on, that whole concept, because it's very easy to say, okay, we checked that box, we're done. And then the site starts to languish in different ways. So I would encourage you to, look at this workshop, think about, really start to dig into your site now that hopefully you're getting a little bit of time to take a deep breath. This will set up your summer for some things that you can do that aren't going to totally overwhelm you. And think about some of the pages or areas that need help, but you're not sure how to approach it, or ways that you can make things better without, again, creating a lot of work for yourself or spending a bunch of money or whatever. So definitely encourage you and hope to see you there. So today I'm featuring University School of Milwaukee. Open it up here. Really great site, best-in-class design. What's nice is they have, there's a little sound option. So if you want on your own, go here, check it out. But it also has some nice toggles to featured news. So we see this a lot, where the hero image of a homepage, which is really designed for prospective families, gets suddenly swapped in for something like this, which is the class of 2021, which is largely targeting current families, obviously, because this is a moment of pride. We want to be, and I love this, that they're all wearing kind of their shirts for where they're going to go next. I think that's really cool, well coordinated. But this doesn't necessarily capture everything that the school wants to capture, because, if you're a lower school parent entering kindergarten, college seems like a really long ways away, and you don't know these students, and you're not sure what's happening, and you just want to understand the school. Likewise, really great news stories have their role on the homepage, but I think it's smart to, really open with something that within a handful of seconds captures who the school is, the range of ages, and allows a prospective parent to get a pretty good sense quickly of whether they want to take the next step. So I just like the way this is contemplated. Nice sort of utility nav up here, inquire, visit, apply, give. These are all of the core calls to action. And then I like the way the menu works. So you open that, you get some featured links up here, and then here's your primary nav. Because of the way this is structured, they've got an opportunity to really set up the divisions as their tier 1, which I think is interesting. I haven't seen a lot of that. Usually it's tucked under academics. But it makes a lot of sense because by and large, this is how families are thinking about, their child's education. As you scroll, again, you get the same level of access to the divisions, but visually, there's some of these nice little overlays with quick snippets of what happens in each of these, and then clicking through. It's nice to have, obviously, a pass through to another page. You get some nice big pictures in a video, a call to action to meet faculty, nice testimonial. I think it's good to have these little overviews of what each grade is like. I think that is exactly how parents are focused, which is by grade more than just division. And then it's always smart to have a picture and a little blurb from the leader of the particular division, the upper school head or principal, whatever it is. It's nice to have this explore menu, so educational technology, tower projects, outdoor education, college guidance, athletics, ethical leadership, robotics. And what's cool about this is it plays out in a different page, and I'll see if I, let's see, the USM Advantage. And so each of those boxes overlap with this page called the USM Advantage. And what's nice about this is it's pretty broad and diverse in terms of kinds of topics, cross-divisional learning, community speaker events, ethical leadership, shadowing program, etc. And what's cool is global scholars, esports, what's nice is it's not just academic programs, it's not just extracurricular, sort of a little bit of everything, but it's also very specific, like the Tower Project or robotics. This uses Finalsite posts, and the reason that's important is because Post is sort of our content library. It's used primarily, at least generally, for things like news and announcements and those sorts of things. But it can be used as a nice content library for sharing throughout the site. So whereas this is a link to a robotics page that looks like a page, works like a page, it can also be used as a featured area elsewhere on the site, but edited in one place. So there's a big time-saving component to that. So building this kind of content library, in this case in the format of USM Advantage, can save a lot of time. So back to the home page. We have programs and opportunities. Then we have this really nice testimonials. So these pan from one to the next. I like the interaction of the thumbnails moving one direction and then the actual quote moving in another. Kind of creates this nice motion. So Voices of USM is a great way to kind of capture this whole thing. These are, instead of just saying testimonials, like voices is a good word. So it's good decision making there. And then, we see this from time to time. Sometimes it comes in the form of a ticker tape of, a college logos. But I think when you do something like this, where you have the outcomes demonstrated by, in their case, learners, leaders, and citizens, it really sends this nice message of this is where your child is headed, as opposed to this is the college of choice for our students. But these are the colleges that our students go to. So I think this resonates particularly with millennial parents who are trying to contemplate the tuition and what that means and the ROI and all those things that in this case private schools are really trying to handle online through their website. What they're saying is, we're really building a program, we're implementing a program for your child that takes them to be learners, leaders, and citizens, which is what we would want for our children. So it's a nice way to structure that. A good set of infographics, and this is amazing, 3.5 million in financial aid, 3 makerspaces, $80 million endowment. These are big numbers and good to make clear. This is really good. There's a toggle between news and events, but also just having one that's featured is cool. Now notice that this is the same as the homepage item, but yet it's not the same set of news items that are on the hero image rather. So this is another example where it's well implemented in terms of using the technology. So Finalsite Post allows that big hero image with that nice story and the text overlay, but also allows it to be featured here within a different design altogether. So this sharing and publishing can really be dynamic and versatile for different purposes. Nice use of an Instagram feed. This is powered by what we call Finalsite feeds. So, it's incoming from Instagram, but it's moderated. So there's a layer in between so that the school can really preset or choose different things to pin, or so they have some layer of control as to what's just getting posted on their Instagram. And then again, your call to action, nice transparent overlay on the campus, very legible, phone number and address. It's interesting, this note about features photos, videos that were taken pre-COVID-19, nice little caveat there just to be clear, resources, accreditation, and a nice little back to top button. So this is a really nice launch, lots of great stuff in the interior, lots happening that are just subtle things that are good user experience type devices. So nice job with this one, and congratulations on the launch. I will be on vacation next week, and so we will resume 2 Wednesdays from now. Thanks for attending.